Today we want to give you 10 tips about how to recover your brain after the silly season and really have a great 2024. So there's only 10 tips and we're going to go through them very quickly and you'll probably find it very interesting, so stay until the end. And so we are going to talk about cognitive decline, or how you can look after your brain function, because there are a lot of people today with dementia and Alzheimer. It's doubled in the last 10 years, and in Australia alone, I've got the numbers here, there's over 400,000 people that have been diagnosed with Alzheimer or dementia, and that is a conservative number, by the way.
That's diagnosed. So,
that's right. And 60% of those people are women, which I find especially cruel, because women spend a lot of their time, their life, caring for other people, and then just when it's your time, it's your time to, really start enjoying your life in your 60s and so on. Often people, they lose their brain power, and it can be reversed. Like traditional science now is coming up with the hard data that your brain can recover. So that's what we're here to share with you. So we're just going to go through 10 points that help your brain to recover and to set you up for a good life. Let's say if you're 40 or 50 or 60 or 70 and listening to us, you can enter the next stage of your life and get better every day. So the first thing, the most important thing to do is to hydrate yourself with water, like not other things. We recommend like water with minerals. Actually, I didn't put that in the article, but I will add that in the article. So drink plenty of fresh water. If you're lucky enough to live in a country where you have water on tap, please go for it. So we recommend 1 liter for every 30 kilos of body weight.
The brain apparently is about 90% water when we're born, but when we die, it's between 60 and 70%. So we dehydrate ourselves throughout our life.
That's right. The aging process is actually a process of dehydration, isn't it? Slow and gradual dehydration. So it's really up in your hands already to change that. So the second one we recommend.
The second one's to have lots of good fats. We've been told fats are bad for us, but your brain loves saturated fats, particularly coconut oil and meat fats. Some of the best fats you can give your brain. And our brain, if you take all the water out of it, is about 70% fat. So it loves fats, and the myelin sheath, the insulation around nerves, which the brain is a bundle of nerve fibres and cells, the insulation is actually fat, and mainly saturated fat. So to stop it shorting out and eat lots of fats.
That's right. And then so some people struggle with digesting fats initially, especially if you've been on a low-fat, high-carb diet. So we always recommend that you supplement with beet flour.
That opens up the bile duct, so your bile flows properly to digest the fats properly.
So you have to think of your bile as a substance that your own body creates, like in a way like caustic soda nearly. It really cleans your intestines and helps you to digest your fat, so your brain gets the most of it. All right, and then 45 liters of blood are pumped through the brain every hour. So that's a lot of blood, and it brings oxygen and nutrients and all the goodies flow through your brain. So 45 liters. So every minute it's 750 ml of blood go through your brain. So you can imagine that movement, natural movement, is good for you. Now, we're not saying that you have to go all out, but definitely like move around a little bit, go for walks.
Get good oxygenation into your blood as well.
Ground yourself, connect with nature, and also have regular healing treatments from, I guess, Pete and me, because we're talking about ourselves. So when Pete and I work with you, we can feel where your energy is blocked. So if you have an energy block in your body, it's like a kink in the cable, and literally even the blood doesn't flow to that part as easily. So we can totally unkink all the the cable, so everything starts to flow better, you feel better, the blood flows, your brain clears up and everything.
And the next point, tip, the brain is, it consists of about 2% of our body weight, but it takes 25% of our energy.
That's incredible.
To run our brain. So a quarter of the energy we produce goes to the brain function. So having a nice, even energy source all day long gives us far better brain function. And the fats for energy gives us that. Sugars and carbohydrates, they give us spikes in energy going like a yo-yo fashion, whereas fats give that nice, even energy, which helps with brain function.
So you forgot to mention butter earlier. Butter and cream are really, really good brain fats as well, and also meat fats. So when you eat, say, chops and things like that, make sure that you also eat the fats and bacon fat and all the rest.
When we're first born, the brain is developing like crazy.
Yeah.
And a fully breastfed baby is making 75% of its energy out of fats, which is...
And it's saturated fats, isn't it?
55% is saturated fat, and that's animal fat. That's its mother's milk. So animal fats, that tells me that we've been lied to a lot, saying that animal fats are bad for us, because animal fats are what we start our life on.
I know, it's the best food. Yeah. And also, I know animals don't like to get eaten, but neither do plants. Plants also don't like to be eaten, and it takes actually to create one plateful of vegan food, like if you're vegan and listening to this, and I totally respect you, by the way, but it takes 10 animals to create one plateful of vegan food, as opposed to one animal to eat meat, right? So there is a lot of science going on below the surface that people need to investigate so that you can feel good about your food, because you still ultimately have to feel good about what you eat, right? Because if you're feeling guilty about what you're eating, it's going to also not help your body.
But butter and cream they're good fats as well, and cheeses.
I guess if you're lucky enough, you can find your food from ethically grown sources, and more people are doing that now. And also, when you eat more fats, you literally fill up, so you don't need to eat as much either. So that saves the planet as well. So sleep is so important, and science actually shows that everyone needs at least 8 hours of sleep. Now, some people can do with less, but actually it showed that where the clock turns over in areas where the clock changes back to winter time, and so people have an extra hour, just even that one extra hour of sleep creates less accidents, people are happier. All the people that were monitored showed that they did a lot better just from having 1 hour, which is just incredible. So sleeping is so important for your brain. It's the time of the night.
It's rejuvenation period.
Yeah. It creates a lot more space in your brain, because stress and overwhelm creates swelling of your brain, and it creates calmness and so on. So it's important to sleep in a cold room. So if it's hot like today, then you can have a cool shower, or make sure that you're cooled off before you go to bed. Also keep the room really, really dark. And I want to mention something about this. If the cells of your body at night don't close down properly, that means that you can't go into deep sleep. There is like a mechanism in your body that does that. That means you're in a catabolic state and you're breaking down too much. And some of you who are listening might recognize this in yourself. So if you're a light sleeper, everything wakes you up, and you wake up in the morning after a restless night, and you feel really exhausted, and you are crabby during the day and short-fused, and you know you're crabby, but you can't do anything about it. That means your systems are breaking down, and you could be in a catabolic state, and Peter can help you. So Pete specializes in cellular health, so he does specific tests, and it's called the full health audit. You've heard us talk about it many times. It's one of Peter's most popular treatments, During the full health audit, he looks at your urine and saliva, which is like filtered blood, and he can tell which systems are working well and which ones are breaking down. So if you're catabolic, that means you're eroding your life force. Your life force isn't being restored like it should every night, and your body probably won't be able to get back to normal till you take something or till we discover if this is really the case. And then Peter can tell you what to do to heal that particular system. It's called being in a catabolic state.
And the other reason why you may not sleep so well is because you're totally stressed out. And if we're in the flight and fright side of our automatic nervous system, then we won't sleep properly either. We'll be kind of keeping ourselves awake, looking out for danger. So magnesium is the essential mineral to drop us out of that, to drop us into that side of that automatic nervous system where we need to sleep properly and digest our food properly. So we recommend people have as much magnesium as their bowel tolerates, because all an overdose of magnesium does is send you running to the loo too much.
Which is quite harmless anyway.
The stress hormone, which is cortisol, the long-term stress hormone, is cortisol, which our body produces. If we're in overwhelm for a long time, then that is toxic to the brain.
It shrinks your neural pathways.
Shrinks all the nerves and damages the nerves. And
it's the aging hormone. It also really switches on with kids at school and at high school. So the stress levels are often really, really high for children, especially teenagers. We see a lot of teenagers. And so they're constantly in fight and flight. So they need lots of magnesium just because of the nature of life now. All right, which leads me to Calm Nature, which I already showed you, which is a really great supplement that supports your nervous system as well and helps you to be calm. Because calmness is your natural state. It's not unnatural. It's who you really are behind all the masks and cloaks of all the stress and the fight and flight, like Peter said. And it's just really lovely when you come back into your body and you feel good inside your skin and you can show up as your best self, right?
Also having Epsom salt baths with about 4 to 6 cupfuls of Epsom salts in a bath, relax in that for 20 minutes before you go to bed at night, you'll get more magnesium into your system.
We get enormous big bags from
Nutrient. Or
right?
It used to be Roberts.
Yeah. And so we like to do that often, nearly every night.
Yeah.
All right, so Pete, you just went to point 8. You didn't stick to the rule book.
Missed the point, sorry.
So it's okay. So other things that are toxic to the brain that everyone struggles with, and Pete and I clear that in everyone who comes to us, are toxins like mercury, cadmium, arsenic. So these are heavy metals. So mercury is found in nearly all seafood, so we don't recommend seafood at all anymore, right? So mercury is also in rainwater. It's very toxic to your brain. It's also in many other things, actually I better not say. But anyway, so aluminium is another one that's also found in deodorant, which people spray under their arms, and the aluminium also goes to your brain, which leads to Alzheimer.
And things that are kept in aluminium containers and cans and so on. So
you need to always detox your body every single day from all of that, because you can't avoid it, you literally can't. And then candida is another, that's a yeast overgrowth. And so it's been shown that the plaque that creates Alzheimer, which basically, means your brain glues together and all of this, that's what it looks like. The plaque is actually formed by your own brain to protect itself from these toxins and from candida as well. So it's your own defense mechanism. So if you stick up for your body, clean up your diet, eat fermented vegetables. So Pete and I eat a big tablespoon of sauerkraut or kimchi every day, more the better, because that also clears heavy metals from your system. Use iodine drops that clears heavy metal from your system. There are many ways to do that, and we can tell you.
And the skin is often the mechanism where the body gets rid of heavy metals, so we quite often have a sauna as well to sweat it out.
Oh yeah, we have one with our grandchildren a lot of the time. Peter made a big sauna which is in the bush, in the forest, and then we have cold plunge afterwards. So Synthol is a really, really great product as well to get rid of candida. Also boron though, like if you have absolutely no money to spare, boron is super cheap, just have a few fingertips of boron.
And the best saturated fat you can find is coconut oil, and that is also antifungal, so that helps with candida as well.
Yeast X, I was just showing you yeast X, sorry, it's a mirror image. So there are lots of things you can do, but first thing is awareness, right? Because some of these, your brain is never going to feel good till you actually help it get rid of that, all that stuff.
Point 9, the brain is continually regrowing. Scientists have found that it is renewing itself all the time. And
how long does it take to create a new neural pathway? I think it was 1.2 seconds or something. Very quick.
Very quick. And it's the neuroplasticity that they've found. If the brain is damaged, it'll create a new pathway to go around that damage. And
pretty amazing.
And it will. It's also been found that if people start learning or continue learning, their brain functions a lot better. So learn something new every day. And
hop out of your bed on the opposite side. They say do things, drive a different route home, open your book from the back, or do all sorts of things.
And then also exercises that we're doing with our crossover exercises.
Cross the midline of your body.
Cross the midline of the body. Yoga.
Sitting like this.
Yeah. Starting yoga, if you've never done it before, has been found to improve neural pathways, mental acuity. Yeah.
Lots of things.
Yeah.
And
it's never too old to start.
Well, now's the right time, actually. Yeah. So in half an hour, I'm going to do my own Facebook Live on the Grada Robertson Facebook page. And I'm going to talk about how people actually have the best, most productive years are between 60 and 70 years old. And the second most productive period of your life is between 70 and 80. And the third most productive period of your life is between 50 and 60. So humans literally don't come into their own till they're between 60 and 70, which nobody ever tells you, so I'm going to talk about that. And these new studies in the USA are showing that now, so we'll talk about that. Peter doesn't know it yet. Look, he's looking excited.
And we've also read that we can expect really to be able to live to 130, 140, so it's only middle age.
That's right, because
60 to 70.
For sure. Yeah. And so our brain is, and our whole body is here to support us to have a good life. So we need to support ourselves by having the right mindset, believing in ourselves, reading the proper science, not reading rubbish, not believing what everyone else believes, right? Some people book in a nursing home when they're 50, right? So no, when you're 50, you're not even a teenager barely. And life definitely gets better because Pete and I, we look at our kids who range between 30 and 42 and older because we've got, kids-in-law. And we can see how stressful life is. The middle years, we call them the middle years. Once you get through the middle years, life becomes so much better. And so it's really important that you have that long-term vision because life is very hard for a lot of people now, but it does get better and you need to invest in yourself, right? Because then you can really enjoy yourself and have the life of your dreams in your 60s and 70s.
And you need to keep that brain in good tip-top shape to be able to enjoy those
because
years.
Really the brain is the captain of the ship.
Yeah.
So coconut oil is really, really good and it's even proven to reverse Alzheimer if you're unlucky enough. Did you notice, or you have a parent or a spouse with Alzheimer? There have been studies, people have made full recovery from taking 6 tablespoons of coconut oil per day. And you can buy medium chain triglyceride, what is it called?
MCT, which is coconut oil.
And in the supermarket, so that's the running oil. Make sure it's organic and give that a go. Like So prevention is better, of course, right? But even if you're already starting to realize, oh, my thinking isn't as good, or I'm getting more forgetful, there are absolutely ways to reverse it, especially what we just shared with you.
And if you have trouble with your digestion of the coconut oil, if it makes you a bit queasy, get some beet flour and have that to get the bile flow going, so it digests it.
You can also do a very easy liver flush, which is you take 2 beet flour, say 10 o'clock in the morning, another 2 at 10:30, the next 2 at 11, and then 11:30, 12, 12:30 and 1. So for 3 hours you take 2 beet flour every half an hour, and that really primes the pump as well. So, but Pete and I, there's so many things we can help you with and support you. And so please reach out to us, okay? We're here open, seeing clients Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursdays. The online shop is always open, and we have lots of articles on our website as well.
And we hope you all get set up for a good 2024.
Yeah, and we're here to help you, okay? So thanks for tuning in, everyone.
Okay.
And talk to you soon.
See you next week.